Hi there everybody, I'm Rosslyn. Welcome Tortney and welcome to my fourth and final playthrough of this, the only He-Man gamebook, as far as I know, that's ever been made. He-Man and the Memory Stone is a Masters of the Universe adventure gamebook, published by Ladybird. It has these 6 books advertised on the back, but assuredly I have 7 of these, and none of these other ones were game books. They are lovely little storybooks, but yet they don't have branching narratives. This is the only one. This was written by Jason Kingsley, devised by Roger Hurt, illustrated by Judith and David Glen of Hurlston Design Ltd. I don't think it actually says here what year it was published, but it's going to be like 1984 or something. It has this whole grid they expect me to use with a pencil to keep track of my life. But He-Man starts the journey with 12 life. I don't know quite how to set up yet a second camera, I guess I'd need to use with a top-down thing or something to show you the dice. I just have two of my red dice. I've got set to 6s, so that it keeps track of my 12 life points that He-Man has. And I thought that would be a lot easier than using a pencil to cross off the boxes. That appears to be the only rule. He does have enemies he has to fight, and they will have... I've got a white dice over here, is why I'm looking to the side. Just one, because I think the tables go from 1 to 6, and you roll the die to find out what happens in any battles that he has with enemies that he encounters. So, that's all of the preamble that is required. This is my 4th and final playthrough. There are 3 more if you enjoy this one already uploaded, because this one will conclude my series of these. And the rest were really good fun, so I do recommend them. They have beautiful illustrations, as you'll see throughout this playthrough. Oh, I'll have a little drink of my juice though before I start, because it's got quite a long bit of narrative at the start. Alright. Deep underneath Snake Mountain, deeper than even Skeletor had dared to go before, the slave Skelcons had found a cavern. They immediately summoned their master. Skeletor rushed down through the mines, down towards the newly unearthed cavern. At last we have found it! The brain-draining stone truly exists! Pushing aside his gibbering servants, he entered the small chamber. Now to put an end to that laughable buffoon He-Man, I will suck his mind dry! Skeletor raised his energy blade until its tip almost touched the small grey stone in the centre of the chamber. And indeed, you can see him doing it. Evilly, I want to add, in this picture. Is that the memory stone? The small grey stone? It sure sounds like it. And He-Man ain't on the scene. They just straight up finding it at the start. So... he's touching his energy blade up to touch the small grey stone. With an evil cackle, the Lord of Destruction set about the task of draining He-Man's mind. But unbeknown to him, the stone was not perfect, and its brain-draining powers missed their mark. Instead, they struck Man-at-Arms. In Castle Grayskull, Man-at-Arms was busy repairing and recharging the energy weapons when the black beam struck him like a shadowy hand. He fought strongly, but the ancient stone's power, forged by who knows what foul creature, succeeded in sucking his memory dry. He could no longer remember anything. Skeletor was furious. He had seen what had happened through his video lens. Fools! He shouted as the Skelcons hid in the deep shadows, afraid of their master's anger. I shall still destroy He-Man! Without Man-at-Arms to repair and invent their weapons, their castle is defenceless. Back at Castle Grayskull, everyone had crowded round Man-at-Arms. They soon realised what had happened. Stratos had caught a glimpse of the beam with his super-sensitive eyes. "There is nothing else that can be done," said He-Man quietly. "We have no other means of transport. All our machines are useless without the expert Man-at-Arms to maintain them." As an aside, kind of shit battle defences, nah? All dependent on this one geezer having his wits about him. Pretty easy to take down. They should probably have taught someone else the backup codes. Get what I mean? Anyway, while you all remain here to protect the castle from attack, I must go with Battlecat and the trusty Power Blade to recapture his memories. So do I leave right away, or do I decide to wait until nightfall? Now, as I recall, if you try and leave straight away, you just get told to wait. So let's chill and leave in our own good time. While He-Man gets ready for his great task, Stratos, Lord of Avion, takes to the air to search for dangers. It is dusk when he returns. Oh, I don't know who Stratos, Lord of Avion is, or what kind of voice he would have. I might just give him... I don't know. Let's make him a geezer, all right? "Through the thick leaves, I saw beastmen and a band of large creatures heading this way, along the road." Leaping to his feet, He-Man mounts Battlecat, and they race over the Jaw Bridge and into the night. As an aside, very witty pun there. Greyskull Castle obviously has a jaw, lowers to be a jaw bridge. My sides are genuinely tickled. No, that's lovely. I like all of the shit jokes you get in kids' cartoons and books and things. It's genuinely delightful to me. I love crap puns. Right, so we're racing over the Jaw Bridge, and you just know what it's gonna look like even before you see it. That's what I like about it. One of the things I like. It's brilliant. Anyway, I'll stop piffling on about the Jaw Bridge, because we're racing over it and into the night. Does He-Man follow the road through the forest? Does he tell Battlecat to plunge through the undergrowth? Or does he decide to walk alongside Battlecat? You know, I know for a fact that I have not just had a stroll alongside Battlecat. We've not actually had a sauntering along, just having a stroll version of this, eh? I didn't really know what I was going to do with this last playthrough. Let's do a... Fuck it, you know, I get paid for this, more than my job's worth, having a walk playthrough, in which I do my best to ignore everything and just have a nice stroll, because I've done that before in one of Dave Morse's gamebooks, one of the Nightmare gamebooks, and it was so much fun. Let's do that this time. Let's just have a little walk as much as possible, and that means I'm getting... Was I on Battlecat? I think so, I'm hopping off, right? Yeah. He-Man climbs down from Battlecat's back and draws the magic Power Blade. Together the two heroes walk along the dark road, eyes and ears straining to catch the slightest hint of danger. Battlecat stiffens and growls. "I smell Beastman. He is heading this way, with a band of his followers." Do they decide to hide in the undergrowth, or do they continue along the narrow road? Well, I did decide I was minding my own beeswax, but I'm just having a stroll. I mean, the opportunity to just continue having a stroll will be there, and I'm fairly sure all of the other playthroughs I'd hide in the undergrowth, because you'd be a dumbass to ignore that and just continue walking towards Beastman and his band of followers. I'm just going to keep having my walk. The more steps I can get in, the better. Maybe I'm hatching a Pokemon egg. Time is of the essence with that. So, continuing along the narrow road. Carefully, He-Man and his friend Battlecat walk along the road. Suddenly there is a shout. Beastman and 3 of his beast people jump out at them from behind a tall oak tree. With a mighty roar, Battlecat leaps into combat. Drawing the Power Blade, He-Man follows his fierce friend. I don't know enough about Beastman to know whether this is him. I suspect it's this thing with the table I'm not looking at on the opposite page. But let's have a look at this guy. You can pretend it's Beastman for a bit if it's no him. Don't know. Anyway, combat it is. While the great cat takes on the beast people, He-Man does battle with their leader. Right, so I think the idea here, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 on a table, and 5 is your critical hit. And it says you just roll the die and score until you get a 5. I think 6 is... Let me see over the page if it's got a 6. No, I guess 6 just doesn't need anything. I'll roll my die then and see what happens. Getting a 1. Ooh, Beastman wounds He-Man slightly with his claws. Take a point of damage. Fair enough. Another 1! Right, let's say that He-Man was not prepared for the swiftness. It doesn't say any of that here. I'm just going to improv the battle. He-Man was unprepared for the swiftness of Beastman and has taken a double claw rake to his legs, so it's a double hit. This is not really a thing, but each does 1 damage, and he's got like nasty rakes to his 2 legs. Another 1! Oh fuck me! Well, it's rakes all around. I don't know, maybe he should have done agility practice instead of pissing about lifting all those weights. No, we got a 5! That's good though. After taking 3 damage from just Beastman constantly wounding me with his claws just a teeny bit. Very uneventful, but a good tactic. Do tiny bits of damage enough, we be taking 3? That's a quarter of my life from 3 tiny hits of damage from these claws of Beastman before knocking him out cold with a critical roll of 5. Beastman and his hairy gang run away into the dense forest, swinging up into the trees. They have soon disappeared. Do I follow them or continue along the road? We're just having a walk, mate. That I was just getting in a few extra steps. I wasn't meaning to attack them. Also, 25% of my health gone. I've got to take it easy. Just having a walk, just sauntering, mate. Just having a stroll. Doing one of them Pokemon routes. That's what I'm doing. Right, the road is well used and heads through the evergreen forest towards the wide grassy plains in the south. There He-Man hopes to find even faster transport than the faithful Battle Cat. Oh, I'm still walking along next to Battle Cat, though. Don't know why he's decided time's of the essence. If I hop back on again, don't know. Anyway, he says there's a long way to go, so... Tactics. The dark night fades into cool dawn light as Eternia's sun rises over distant hazy mountains. Soon the dense forest thins out and the vast grassy south plain comes into sight. And I believe this is the beautiful dawn splashed here across both pages. It is very, very pretty. The full colour illustrations are gorgeous in this book. Alright, have a wee sippy sip before I continue though. The dawn silence is shattered by a terrible screeching sound. He-Man turns just in time to fend off a hurtling body with his shield. The creature jumps to its feet as Battle Cat's hairs bristle in anger. A hideous monkey spider has dropped down on He-Man from its perch, high in one of the great trees. Looking like a large monkey with spider's legs coming from its body, it approaches, dripping poison on the ground. It's gross too. Here's He-Man looking indignant to be faced with this ploppy, dripping, shit-covered looking fucking clod. I love it. I'm not insulting the illustration capabilities. It's wonderfully presented. I love the illustration of it. But that thing is not something you want to encounter as He-Man, is my point. Ew. Right, this table goes all the way up to 6. I'm to roll the die and score using the table till I get a 6. Oh, I should say too, it's the kind of book where this sort of acts like it in Oracle, so I'm not going to look at the rest of the table, just the things I'm rolling. I roll the die and score using the table below till I get a 6, it just says. I rolled a 2, so I've fended off the foul creature, but not completely, just for a round. I rolled a 1, I was bitten on the leg. Oh, I turned a 25. It's not just 1 point damage, because it's poisonous, right? It said that. Blast. Let me check that is what it says. Yeah, bitten on the leg, turned a 25. I feel like this can't be good, a roll of 1, but okay. It just sounds like it's good at the start, but I don't know. Battlecat chases the foul creature away from He-Man. Take me back to Castle Grayskull, pants He-Man as the poison spreads through his body like fire. Oh, am I gonna die of poison just like that? Is that a critical hit? After He-Man has crawled onto his back, Battlecat sets off towards the castle at great speed. The poison isn't fatal, but it will be some time before He-Man can undertake the journey again. If you want to help He-Man to try to rescue Man-at-Arm's memory again, you just have to... You do just have to start again, though. And learn from your mistakes. That's glorious, though. Because in this one, I die of poison from that horrible creature. That was a great deal of fun. Even though it didn't have that much more new content compared to my previous playthroughs, I hope you have enjoyed joining me for the one and only, as far as I know, He-Man Gamebook. Why didn't they make these gamebooks too? There are 7 like this, and just 1 of these. Anyway, I'd play them if they make them. They could make new ones. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. I'm going to conclude this series and this playthrough. I hope to see you for some more, though. I have a ton of them on this channel. I have a bunch of Choose Your Own Adventures. I have some books by Dave Morrison. He's good. Anyway, without further ado, or I don't, I'll say toodaloo to you for now, because I can't think of anything else. I'm stalling at the end in case there's anything else I could think of to chime in with, but I think it's all been covered. Did you watch He-Man as a kid? Because I did. Did I already say that? I don't remember. People of a certain age often have if they're from the UK and are big dorks into fantasy. I thought these were fun as heck. I watched them on kids' TV and loved them. Just as I've loved playing the game book. Anyway, yeah, I'm just piffling on now. I should clear off. Toodaloo.